Today we'll start section 2.6, the coordinate system. The coordinate system that you used in lesson 1.6 can be extended to include points below and to the left of the origin. So in 1.6 we were using points in just the first quadrant. A point graphed on the coordinate system has an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. We talked about that in section 1.6. So in -4, -2, an ordered pair, we have -4 as the x-coordinate, and we have -2 as the y-coordinate. The x-axis and the y-axis separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions called quadrants. The axes and points on the axes are not located in any of the quadrants, and you need to keep that in mind, and we'll look at some examples in a minute to explain. So the 4 quadrants are 1, and we go in a counterclockwise, and we're 2, and then 3, and then 4. In example 1, we're going to write ordered pairs. Now I know we just did this in section 1.6, but this time we're going to have some negatives involved as well. So point A is located at, the x is located at -4. We start at the origin and we go to the left 4, and the y-coordinate is up 4, so the ordered pair is -4, 4. Let's look at a couple together. In guided practice 1, we're going to write ordered pairs. First, we're going to look at point B, and we're going to count over from the origin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the origin, we go left 7, so the x-coordinate is -7. And then we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, so the y-coordinate is -3. And so our ordered pair is going to be -7, -3. And we find that in the third quadrant, which we'll talk about in a minute. In self-check 1, we want you to write an ordered pair for point C. I know it's a little hard to see, but do your best to write an ordered pair for that point. In example 2, we're going to graph points and name quadrants. Point J is 3, -4. We start at the origin and move 3 units to the right because x is positive, and then 4 units down because the y is negative, and we draw a dot. So point J, 3, -4, is in quadrant 4. Let's look at a few problems together. Let's graph K, -2, 2, on the coordinate plane. Now keep in mind this is very small. It's going to be very difficult for me to get an exact point with this stylus. So -2, 2, we're going to go to the left 2, and then up 2, and draw a dot. And that's our K. For L, we're going to go 0 to the right or left because the x is 0, and we're going up 4. That's our L. And then for M, we're going to go to the left 1 and down 2, and that's our M. So we've graphed our points, but now we need to determine the quadrants. K is located in quadrant 2. L is not located in a quadrant. It's none. It's on the y-axis. So if it's on the x or the y-axis, it's always going to be none. And M is located in the third quadrant. In example 2, we're going to graph points and name quadrants. Point J is 3, -4. Once again, we start at the origin, move 3 units to the right because the x is +3, and then down 4 units because the y is -4, and we draw a dot. Point J is then located in quadrant 4. For guided practice 2, we'll draw points for K, L, and M. Keep in mind this stylus is going to be quite large compared to this small coordinate plane, so I'm not going to be really exact. For K, we have -2, 2. Because the x is -2, we're going to start at the origin and move 2 to the left, and the y is +2, so we're going to go 2 up. And that's our K. For L, we're going to start at the origin 0, and the x is 0, so we'll stay on the origin, and then move up 4 for L. For M, The x is negative 1, so start at the origin, go to the left 1. And the y is negative 2, so we'll go down 2. And that's our m. So we have them graphed, but we need to look at the quadrant they're located in. K is located in quadrant 2. That's the one where you have a negative x and a positive y. L is located in none. It's on the y-axis, and anytime it's located on the x or the y-axis, the answer for the quadrant is none. And M is going to be located in quadrant 3 because this is where you find a negative x and a negative y. Now it's your turn to graph some points and name quadrants. In Self-Check 2, you will need graph paper. Graph A, negative 4, 5, B, negative 3, negative 7, and C, negative 5, 0, and then state which quadrant they're located in. In example 3, we're going to graph an algebraic relationship. Once again, this is getting us ready for Chapter 8, where we're going to start graphing equations. You can use a coordinate graph to show relationships between two numbers. Make a table of values and graph 6 sets of ordered integer pairs for each equation and describe the graph. Here, they've already filled in the table for you, and they've chosen the x values of negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. In order to find y, we're going to substitute the x values into the equation and evaluate that equation to find y. Once we've found y, then we're going to write our ordered pairs and graph them. Once they're graphed, the graph is a straight line. In guided practice 3, we're going to graph an algebraic relationship together. It asks us to make a table of values and graph 6 sets of ordered integer pairs for each equation and then describe the graph. I'm going to use the same numbers we used in the previous example. So we'll use negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Once again, we're going to substitute the x values into the equation. So we'll have y equals negative 2 plus 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So our x is negative 2 and our y is 0. Next, we'll substitute in y equals negative 1 plus 2, and negative 1 plus 2 is 1, so our ordered pair is negative 1, 1. Next, we'll substitute in 0 for x, so 0 plus 2 is 2, so 0, 2 would be our ordered pair. Next, we'll substitute in 1, so y equals 1 plus 2, y equals 3, so the ordered pair is 1, 3. Next, we'll substitute in 2, so y equals 2 plus 2, which is 4, and we get 2, 4 as our ordered pair. And last, we'll substitute in y equals 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, so our ordered pair is 3, 5. Now, graphing these is going to be difficult with the stylus. Negative 2, 0 is going to be on the x-axis. And then negative 1, 1, and then 0, 2, and then 1, 3, and then 2, 4, and then 3, 5. And if you graph those, they also graph in a straight line. So that would be how we describe the graph. In Self-Check 3, you will graph an algebraic relationship. You'll need to draw a table on the back of your notes page or on a piece of graph paper, which you'll also need for this self-check. Make a table of values and graph 6 sets of ordered integer pairs for each equation, and then describe the graph. Once again, let's just use the values negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3 for you to substitute in to find your y values.